So this is just a quick vlog on my research as a whole and some of the kind of limitations within it. So one of the limitations to my research at the moment, and something that I'd put in my plan that's now different, is that I'd planned to have a lot more cast and a lot more people in my original group rehearsals. Unfortunately, that hasn't gone to plan. One of the reasons that this hasn't gone to plan, and one of the reasons why I have got less people in my Skype than I'd originally planned, is because of the fact that the volunteer forms, the whole process obviously didn't go very well, which I've explained in my blog. However, this meant that I had to cut my cast down, and the cast that I did use are people who are already at Leicester College on another course. This is good because it means that they can work with me really easily, but in another way it's quite detrimental because they are doing another course, and so they're not as free as the people that I'd originally planned to work with. However, through teamwork, negotiation and delegation, I have managed to have rehearsals with them. I have managed to get things done. It's just been a lot more difficult, and it's been a lot more in stages, like three people there, 2 people here, rather than kind of one whole big group together. This has meant that the research that I found on group Skypes hasn't been as strong or as clear as I wanted it to be. I wanted to see how big the groups I could get, and how really big groups would change the rehearsal. Unfortunately, the groups I've got have only ever been 3 to 4, and so that's one of the limitations now of my research. So one of the really interesting things that I found during my adaptations of Shakespeare was to not tell my cast too much about the original pieces. The cast I chose and the cast that I ended up with didn't actually know that much about the original Shakespeare pieces that we were going to be doing. And I wanted to keep it this way because I wanted to see how, through not using a lot of textual analysis and through just speaking through themes and meanings, how much the cast would actually be true to the original text. So one of the really interesting things that I found is, for example, in Measure for Measure, I made sure that the cast, as I say, didn't know too much about it. We just spoke through themes, and I spoke through what their characters were like, what their characters were about, and what their characters were going through, without giving the whole plot away and the whole kind of text away. And interestingly enough, the cast started coming up with things that were actually in the original text without knowing that, and they started coming up with the kind of actual plot. So this showed to me that through using theme and meaning and a lot of character analysis and character objectives and intentions, that the meaning and the text and the plot can actually naturally occur, and I think it comes up with a more organic, original performance.